What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today, we're using the Kyogre Rayquaza team once again with Kyogre, Rayquaza, Tapu Koko, Incineroar, Ferrothorn, and Ditto. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, highly recommend go checking them out, but it's been a pretty fun team to use. Like, Rayquaza hasn't been doing too much, but the mind games, I feel like it does help a lot, and I feel like, there are some games we can get Rayquaza to do some work. We just haven't really encountered those yet. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that Rayquaza can put in a little bit more work than it's been doing, because really it's just been switching in for the airlock, which is like the main use of Rayquaza, sure, but like it can do damage. Like some of the practice games that I've done with this team, Rayquaza was doing a lot. It was doing like, I think it was like 60% to Dialga with Earth Power, which is kind of insane. I know it has a really high special attack stat. It has a high physical attack stat too. Again, if Rayquaza got Dry Ascent, that would be amazing, but unfortunately it doesn't. In Sun Series and Moon Series, we have to wait to Ultra Series. But again, if you do want to see a QR code of this team, 175 likes is the goal for this episode, and all the episodes we use Kyogre Rayquaza within a 2-week limit of the last episode being uploaded. Otherwise, if we do hit that goal, you'll see a QR code of this team. And yeah, otherwise I think, yeah, you want to try out this team, there's a paste bin of it down below. But I think, yeah, I've been liking it so far. I've been liking Ditto. I think Ditto's been really good though. I think Ditto's been insanely good against my opponents, because like just copying the Ditto, copying the Xerneas is great for me, especially in the Zernout matchup, because it just pressures the Xerneas a lot more, and I could basically have another restricted Pokemon, which is really nice. There are some matchups I do want to figure out, and I hope we get to fight them, because I never fought them in practice. One of the problems I feel like with this team, a little bit weak to Yveltal. Yveltal's a little bit of an issue, so I hope we do fight a Yveltal team eventually, because I do want to learn that matchup. Looks like we're facing I guess all 6 with Ferrothorn over Mungus. Okay, yeah. Ditto's pretty good here. Kyogre's pretty good. Kyogre Rayquaza is actually a pretty good lead, actually, because I'm just able to threaten a lot of damage into my opponent right off the bat. Here's the thing, though. Do I like that? You bring Ludicolo for sure. You have to bring Ludicolo. What else do you bring? You bring Ferrothorn. I think you bring Xerneas, you bring Lunala, you bring Ludicolo, and I think you have to bring Instant, I think. I don't think you have room for Ferrothorn. You need Incineroar from my Ferrothorn, unless you decide Lunala is just good enough, and I'm not sure if that's like the best case. I just really don't see you bring Ferrothorn. I don't think you bring Saka either. Saka's not good against my team. Yeah, if that's what I'm gonna predict, and I have Rayquaza for Ferrothorn, so I don't exactly have to. Yeah, I just don't exactly have to. Because you need Incineroar to slow down my Ferrothorn. Yeah, I'll just lead this. It might be weird to lead Kyogre plus Rayquaza, but my opponent leads Ludicolo. I get an Air Slash off into the Ludicolo slot immediately, and with the Water Spot damage, it should knock out any variant other than Assault Vest. And even as Assault Vest, I think that's fine, because I'm able to outspeed it with my Pokemon, so I think that's okay here. So let's see what my opponent's gonna lead. Ludicolo and Stakataka. Out of any lead, I was not expecting that. Are you going to Trick Room Root against me? Because I'm not sure if that's the play. Airlock can prevent the Drizzle from working. Can't I just Water Spout Air Slash? You could Rock Slide, sure, you could Gyro Ball, those are all fine. But, I mean, are you bringing in... I don't know, this is like really weird. This was not what I was expecting at all. I could go Pharaoh here. I think I just want to Water Spout and Air Slash, because you have to waste a turn faking out something, right? And then I can KO the other potentially, unless Ludicolo just decides to attack here. Wide Guard, okay. That's fine. Again, Air Slash off into the Ludicolo. That should be a 2 KO. And what are you going to do? Grass Knot? Probably Grass Knot. Air Slash going to come out. I should have probably thought about the Wide Guard more, as we just knock out Ludicolo. It's a critical hit. If it's non-Assault Vest Ludicolo, I would have just KO'd otherwise. But yeah, that's like such an unnecessary crit, I think, that I needed. Because I wanted to see where the game went. Now it's just like, Oh wow, I just got rid of that. So my opponent doesn't even have damage into my Kyogre. I kind of want to let Stack Attack alive so I could red card everything out, but I kind of want to get rid of Stack Attack at the same time. I kind of don't want my Ferrothorn being intimidated immediately, so I think I'm just going to go for the Earth Power into the Stack Attack and just go for the Water Spout anyway. The match is just going to be forfeit. Yeah, that crit was so big, but so unnecessary at the same time. I just wanted to see where the game went. I just wanted to see... The Wide Guard definitely caught me off guard. That definitely did catch me off guard. I think I would have been forced to switch out my Kyogre the following turn, but then, like, I get momentum by switching out into, like, Ferrothorn or something, or just knock out the Ludicolo, or by Earth Powering the Stack Attack otherwise. I don't think I needed the crit at all to win the game, and it just, like, took away so much from my opponent that was unnecessary, so... yeah, not the best showcase. I definitely wanted to see where that match went, especially when it was my opponent's last Pokemon. I think you had to have Ferrothorn. You had to either bring Ferrothorn or Lunala, because there's no way you would bring... No, you had to bring Incineroar or Lunala, because you had nothing for Ferrothorn. I think Incineroar was the Pokemon you would bring. 100%. And my play there was Water Spout, Earth Power, Air Slash, because Air Slash 2 KOs the Ludicolo as long as I hit both Air Slashes. And even if we Grass Knot, that's fine. I could switch out into Ferrothorn, Earth Power the following turn. Ludicolo can't really do much momentum-wise, maybe an Icy Wind at worst, but even then it wouldn't power out my Gyro Ball. If you Ice Beam, that doesn't KO Rayquaza. If you bring out Xerneas, I have Gyro Ball pressure. If you bring out Instant, that's fine. I still have Kyogre. And again, like, if Xerneas ever sets up, I still have my Ditto alive, so I could copy the boost. So, yeah, again, I still think it was really unnecessary, but we ended up taking it. Yeah, that kind of sucked for my opponent, but I still think it was a game that definitely was winnable for me. But, yeah, it just lost so much from my opponent, where it was really tough for my opponent to win at that point. Where I felt like even if, like, my opponent was able to get off, like, you have still a shot to win. But I think I would have still been fine regardless. We got 1785 rated player from Japan as our next opponent. Oh, we do fight a Yveltal, but this one's annoying because it's got Ludicolo. Well, we got Coco. I think Coco... Actually, isn't a Coco Rayquaza amazing in this matchup? It really is. Coco, Rayquaza, Insyn, Kyogre, I think. I don't need Ditto realistically. I don't need my own Ferrothorn. Unless it's Scarf Ogre, but even if it's Scarf Ogre, like... I guess if it's Scarf Ogre, that's a little bit concerning. But I don't think you would lead... Would you lead Kyogre, though? That's the question. Because I want to bring Insyn... Okay, what are the Pokemon you have to bring? I think you have to bring... I think you can't bring your Ludicolo either. I think you have to bring Coco, your own Coco, Kyogre, Yveltal, and I think you have to bring Salazzle. Because you need something to deal with the Ferrothorn effectively. I don't know what order you would bring them, though. That's the question. Let's go Kyogre plus Rayquaza here. Because I think it's a good lead overall. With Kyogre Instant. Because I really want to slow down my opponent's team with Instant. The Yveltal especially. Yeah, we'll just go with these. We'll see how this goes. But this could be really bad depending on what my opponent leads. This is always a tough matchup that I have been fearing. It's why I have Thunder on the top of Coco too, just for the extra damage into the... just for the extra damage into the Yveltal, so I can knock out a little bit of a bulkier variant. Coco Rayquaza will lead against Coco Ferrothorn. Okay, you brought Ferrothorn. That's pretty good for me. I don't want to let my Sash go to waste on my Tapu Koko. Your Ferrothorn should be scared of its life because I do have Flamethrower on Rayquaza, and Flamethrower should be an option my opponent does consider. I don't want to lose my Sash, so I think I'm just going to Earth Power. The Coco... Do you Volt Switch to Rayquaza? Here's the thing, I just don't think you aggressively target... I can see two plays. Go into Kyogre for Ferrothorn, protect Ferrothorn. I don't see you really attacking here. And I think either Volt Switch with Coco. So I think I'm just going to Earth Power the Coco. We're going to see the switch out if... Yveltal. I could have got rid of that Pokemon turn 1. Oh, that's fine. That is fine. We do get to protect off of Coco. Let's see what you're doing. Volt Switch, okay. Into Rayquaza. So, shoot. I could have went for an electric move into Yveltal or Electro Web, it looks like. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Let's see what my opponent brings out here. Ferrothorn. Can't I go for Thunder plus, I could go on my own Kyogre, click Thunder, because I could bring the accuracy. I could Volt Switch into Incin. I could go Incin and Volt Switch. I have multiple plays here. I could even risk a 70% accurate Thunder if I want to, because if I knock out Yveltal, I could just Flamethrower to Ferrothorn in the same slot. That's an interesting decision. Maybe you did bring your Salazzle in the back? Oh boy, I want to go for a... I think Thunder and just switch out in a Kyogre is fine. Because if Yveltal protects, that doesn't matter. If it doesn't protect, I just knock it out. And I don't think you're Power Whipping here. I think you're Gyro Balling or something else. Actually, maybe Incin was the better play. Because Protect, Gyro Ball to put me in Sucker Punch range could be a thing. But we're going to see Yveltal switch out. Into Coco, okay. I mean, I get a Thunder off, which is pretty big. I kind of wish I went into Incin or Flamethrower, because I could have Flamethrower. Oh, it's a Saltus Coco. Gyro Ball into the Rayquaza. Are you Choice Banded? That just did so much damage. That really did a lot of damage. Okay, if you're... I forgot, was I Timid or Moz with this Coco? I was Timid, okay. I have two Cocos, that's why. I could Volt Switch. I think I just Volt Switch the Coco, because I need as much damage on the Coco just upon the range of Origin Pulse later in the game. And I'll go into Rayquaza here. You're probably going to Electric Move and you're going to Power Whip. By getting Rayquaza in, I'll definitely take attacks. I have Flamethrower Pressure. And I could go Incin on for the Volt Switch. I could have also Water Spouted Volt Switch, but the problem is I don't want to lose my Kyogre. So at least I'm keeping my Sash, which is really good. I'll go Incin here. Again, it really comes down to what kind of set on that Kyogre it is, because I am so worried about Scarf variant. Momentum-wise, I feel like it just depends. Do you Volt Switch here again? I think you do. Or Electro Up, that's fine. Critical hit on Rayquaza. Every bit of damage kind of matters on Rayquaza, so that's a little unfortunate, but alright. Gyro Ball gonna come out into the Incin. Alright. I feel like Ferrothorn. It's really questionable what my opponent's gonna do, because Ferrothorn could switch out. Or we could see Protects. I think, well, Coco I know is forced to stay in and probably Volt Switch, so Ferrothorn either stays in or switches out. I think I'm just going to Flamethrower the Ferrothorn slot. Or I could Draco Meteor or Air Slash. Here's the thing, you're not letting Ferrothorn stay in, right? I think I Air Slash for damage and I U-turn the Coco slot. Because you're Volt switching out. Yeah. Because you want to stay in my Ferrothorn. Yveltal coming out. Air Slash damage is nice because it puts you in Volt Switch range, which is what I want. Dark Aura doesn't matter. I get to find out also how bulky this Yveltal is. We are going to see the Volt Switch into the Incin, which is fine. If Kyogre comes in, that's alright. This game is still a little bit tough. We're going to see the Kyogre come out. I wish I knocked off, actually. A Dark Aura boosted knockoff, getting rid of that item 2 would have just secured it, I think. Air Slash and Yveltal. That's bulky. Like, that's really bulky. Get some damage in that Kyogre. I could go my own Kyogre. Because Water Spout wouldn't do too much. Because I could go for like a speed type with Thunder at this point. I think I'm just going to go Coco though. You should assume I'm playing like Sash, and you know I'm not Scarf. So I would Sucker Punch to double up the Coco slot if I was my opponent. I wouldn't target on Rayquaza since I don't think it's the biggest threat. I feel like Coco is 100% the biggest threat. I think I'm just going to go for the Draco Meteor and the Kyogre. Try to wear it down so Water Spout doesn't do that much if my opponent decides to lock himself in the Water Spout. Him or herself. So Sucker Punch does come out into that slot. Water Spout. Perfect. That's what I wanted. That's absolutely what I wanted. So Water Spout. I'm not going to do anything to my Rayquaza. An Airlock plus the fact it took Chip. And then Draco. Does connect. Nice. Big damage in that Kyogre. And electricity disappears on the battlefield, but I mean, Thunder should still knock out Yveltal at this range, and I think you have to switch out Kyogre, I think. You have to switch out Kyogre. I don't think you stay in do nothing with Water Spout. I'm worried about you Sucker Punching my Rayquaza. So I think I'll just go out on my own Kyogre and click Thunder in the Yveltal. I'm getting some momentum right here. And I still have my Sash intact, which is really good. The problem is, by not knocking off that Kyogre earlier, it still has its Scarf. So I still got to be a little bit careful about that, because I'm not sure if Yveltal is going to go for a last Sucker Punch into my top of Coco slot, or it could go target down my Rayquaza slot. So if I'm going to come in, we will just switch out into my Kyogre. And let's see. No. Nothing. Thunder gonna come out. Should knock out. Or your Assault Vest. I should have probably. Or Bulky Berry? Why did Thunder do nothing? Tailwind? Knockoff? Snarl. Okay. I don't think Yveltal carries Protect then. It's been. That's super bulky. Like, geez, that's really bulky. Rain stops. Doesn't matter. I think I'm just gonna Volt Switch. I mean, Instin's a very safe play here, so I might as well just go Instant. The problem is I'm probably gonna lose one of my Pokemon. If anything, it'd probably be the Kyogre, since I really don't need Kyogre at this point. I guess my opponent's top of Coco could be a bit of an issue, but I think I'd still be okay. Dang, like, I was expecting a lot more damage. That's kind of insane how much Yveltal's been doing. Like, this is really bulky Yveltal. Like, it's super bulky. The way it took Thunder. Let's see, if I Volt Switch into Yveltal. Let's see, I think Coco should. You're not switching out? No, wait, we haven't seen if Yveltal switches out. He either switches out, or he stays in the Snarl, I think. I bring out Instant to get the Intimidate off. And I Volt Switch. We're gonna see Ferrothorn actually double out into Coco. Okay. You're giving me the electric terrain though. Yeah, you're giving me the electric terrain. I'm okay with that. Sucker Punch into the Kyogre, trying to get a Sucker Punch. Okay. Volt Switch into Yveltal. Ooh. Doesn't this work out beautifully for me? I get a free switch into Kyogre and I get to click Origin Pulse, and if I hit both, I just knock out both my opponent's Pokemon immediately. Unless Dark Aura boosted Origin Pulse doesn't knock out Yveltal. Unless Dark Aura boosted Sucker Punch at -1 knocks out my Kyogre, but I mean, I can't tell how much attack my opponent has. Origin Pulse should also catch whatever my opponent has, so. The problem is I kind of really want a U-turn. I want a U-turn for momentum. I really want to U-turn for momentum. Because you can't protect your Coco. Actually, no, I just fake out Origin Pulse. Even if you bring out Ferrothorn for your Yveltal, like, if Coco goes down, that's great for me because Origin Pulse should knock it out. And I get Chip onto Ferrothorn, and then you force to bring out a Mon. So we'll fake out the Ferrothorn. Unfortunately, we don't proc our Berry, but Origin Pulse should knock out the Tapu Koko. Yeah. Okay. So Yveltal and Kyogre left for my opponent. Snarl, Sucker Punch, Foul Play. I can't tell what the Yveltal set is. Here's the problem. Yveltal gets to come out now. Don't you have to target down the Incineroar slot though? Okay, here's the thing. If you Sucker Punch my Kyogre, right, I get to Flare Blitz potentially. You might protect your Ferrothorn and Sucker Punch. Wouldn't that be fine? I kind of want to just U-turn, I kind of just want to U-turn Origin Pulse. Because, yeah, you might target down my Instant trying to get rid of it so it doesn't knock you out. But let's see. I'm able to knock out the Yveltal. That's amazing. Here's the thing. If you Sucker Punch there, I get momentum by getting Coco, right? So, yeah, I think that would have been fine regardless. This U-turn actually just knocks out the Tapu Koko on my opponent's side. I mean, the Yveltal on my opponent's side. I'm able to knock out the Ferrothorn with U-turn. Like, here's the thing. I go for that play 100%, right? Because I could easily just switch out Kyogre, but I don't want to switch out my Kyogre because then it just opens up an opportunity. And if you target down my Incineroar with knockoff, then Ferrothorn gets a free attack off, right? I didn't want that position where you could attack my Kyogre slot. So what I wanted to do was Origin Pulse there, because if you Origin Pulse, right, you can't really do much to my Incineroar with Ferrothorn. You might Leech Seed or Power Whip. I think you'd be forced to Power Whip or Leech Seed. I go in Rayquaza, I live it. So then I get Coco back in, or Instant, or I could go Coco and then switch out Rayquaza into Instant. Like, there's so many plays I could do compared to anything else. I'll just go Coco here. But yeah, that's basically what I want to do. Because even if you Sucker Punch, let's say you Sucker Punch, then I could have knocked out your Ferrothorn unless you protected. Like, I think the plays you were going to go for were Sucker Punch Protect with Ferrothorn, or you were just going to knock off my Foul Play, try to knock out my Incineroar, and just go for like a Power Up into my Kyogre slot. And I didn't want to call that wrong, so U-turn was pretty much safe because I knew Yveltal was 100% attacking, and I might as well just go for Origin Pulse because if I get the 50-50 right with Sucker Punch, I just win. And you saw how I was switching out easily because I gotta say Kyogre for the late game. But I don't need Kyogre really for the end game, I feel like. So we'll just I'm trying to figure out what 100% wins. I think Rayquaza here. And a Volt Switch. I think you have to lock yourself in a Water Spout, as the match is just going to be forfeit. I just don't feel like my opponent really had a safe play there by going Yveltal. Because Origin Pulse was just such a safe play for me, and U-turn, I think. Or I could have went for Flare Blitz if I really wanted to. But I didn't want to go for Flare Blitz because, again, I think Ferrothorn could have protected there. The only thing I knew that Yveltal was pretty much 100% going to attack there. So if that was the case, I was just going to try to get rid of the Yveltal, or I was going to try to get a different positioning which favored me more than if I switch out Kyogre into something, you go for knockoff and Instant, I lose Instant, and then Ferrothorn gets an attack off. I'm in a pretty bad spot because Instant was pretty valuable. So I'd rather trade Kyogre there than Instant, because Instant's Intimidate can allow me to get some more momentum, especially the Yveltal didn't carry Protect. It didn't look like it carried Protect throughout the entire game. I could just keep Volt Switching around that slot, and you had to sack either your Yveltal at that point or your Kyogre, since I did have Fake Out Pressure. So yeah, that was the main reason why I wanted to keep Instant. It was also useful for that Ferrothorn. I'd rather trade a Kyogre there any day of the week over Incineroar, because Incineroar could be really useful in the end game. So that's basically the main reason. I hope I didn't overcomplicate that. I feel like I didn't explain it as the best I could. But hope that you enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back to Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Show some support. So as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series on my channel, all that good stuff will be linked down below in the description. You can check out my Twitch channel. Be sure to follow me for some awesome VGC 2019 live streams and more games coming soon. And of course, if you do want to support the channel, there is my Patreon page linked down below. Otherwise, you can follow me on my social medias like Twitter, Instagram, and other stuff down below. And feel free to leave a comment as well, as I do read them. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.